Breaking news: Prince Harry's Remembrance Day. Essay moves the world. A prince of purpose, courage, and compassion. Every November, as the world grows quieter and the poppies bloom in remembrance, one voice rises with a message of profound truth and humanity. This year, that voice belongs once again to Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, a man who has turned remembrance from a royal ritual into a living act of empathy, purpose, and love. In his heartfelt Remembrance Day essay, Prince Harry writes with the depth of someone who has not only seen war, but understood its wounds, physical, emotional, and moral. His words flow not from a palace, but from experience, not from privilege, but from perspective. These lines, powerful in their simplicity, have touched hearts across nations. They remind the world that remembrance is not about ceremony, it's about humanity. A prince who knows the true weight of service. Prince Harry's life has been marked by service, not symbol. He wore the uniform, flew combat missions, and stood shoulder to shoulder with those who risked everything. When he speaks about remembrance, he speaks as one of them, not above them. In his essay, Harry reflects on his journey to Ukraine earlier this year, where he met soldiers and civilians rebuilding their lives after devastating injuries. He wrote of the Superhuman Centre, a place of courage and renewal, where resilience lives in every scar and every smile. These words pierce the soul. They carry the quiet wisdom of someone who has seen the cost of war, yet still believes in the strength of humanity. Harry doesn't romanticize sacrifice. He honors it. He doesn't glorify war. He humanizes it. He reminds the world that remembrance is not about uniforms and medals, but about the people behind them, the families left waiting, and the courage that lives on long after the battle ends. A message beyond borders. Prince Harry's essay did not just echo through Britain, it resonated around the world. From veterans in the US and Canada to aid workers in Ukraine, his message has been shared, reposted, and cherished as a universal truth. For many, Harry's words are a reminder that remembrance belongs to everyone. It is not confined by nationality or religion. It's the collective heartbeat of humanity. In times of division, his essay calls us to unity. In times of noise, it calls us to reflection. Remembrance has never been about glorifying war, Harry wrote. It's about recognizing its cost, the lives changed forever, and the lessons paid for through unimaginable sacrifice. This statement captures the moral gravity of remembrance better than any royal speech or political statement could. Harry speaks with humility, honesty, and the emotional authenticity that has defined his life since stepping away from the royal stage. From duty to humanity, the evolution of Prince Harry. In many ways, Prince Harry's journey mirrors the essence of remembrance itself, a story of growth, reflection, and redemption. He began life in the shadow of a crown, a young prince whose destiny was written by others. But over time, through service, loss, and love, he found his own meaning in service to people, not institutions. His essay on remembrance is a window into that transformation. It shows that Harry has evolved from a soldier into a servant of humanity. His voice has become one of compassion, not command, understanding, not authority. He reminds the world that remembrance is not only about honoring the past, but learning from it, to live with greater empathy, courage, and unity. For Harry, remembrance is not a weekend of ceremony. It is a way of life, the soul of a true leader. Prince Harry's leadership is different, softer yet stronger, humble yet bold. He leads not through privilege but through purpose. While others chase titles and photo opportunities, Harry pursues meaning. He has built organizations that change lives, from the Invictus Games, a global symbol of wounded warriors' strength, to Archewell, which uplifts communities and promotes mental health awareness. His Remembrance essay continues that legacy. It reflects the same spirit that led him to stand beside injured veterans, to listen, to comfort, and to advocate. Harry's words are not crafted for applause. They are born from empathy, from a heart that has seen both trauma and triumph and refuses to let either define him. Remembrance as a call to action. What makes Prince Harry's essay extraordinary is that it turns remembrance into a call to action. It invites each of us to live differently, to practice kindness, gratitude, and unity, not just in November, but every day. Remembrance isn't confined to one weekend, he wrote. It's a lifelong commitment. That sentence has become a rallying cry. It challenges the complacency of performative patriotism, the kind that wears a poppy for a photo but forgets the meaning behind it. Harry is reminding the world that remembrance is not about posture, it's about principle. It's about standing up for those who serve, protecting the vulnerable, caring for the wounded, and never forgetting the sacrifices that make peace possible. Through his essay, he transforms remembrance from something we observe into something we live. The power of empathy in an age of indifference. In a world too often numb to suffering, Prince Harry's compassion stands out as an act of quiet rebellion. His essay is not just a reflection, it's a mirror. It asks us what kind of world we are creating, what kind of citizens we are becoming, and whether we honor the sacrifices of the past by how we live today. He calls for empathy, not ego, for unity, not division. And he reminds us that remembrance, at its heart, is about protecting the fragile thread of humanity that connects us all. Global reaction, hearts united by Harry's words. Within hours of publication, Harry's essay went viral. Veterans groups shared it with gratitude. Mental health advocates praised his sincerity. Everyday people wrote messages of thanks, many saying they were moved to tears. Prince Harry's essay reminded me why we wear the poppy, one veteran tweeted. It's not about glory, it's about gratitude. From London to Los Angeles, from Toronto to Kyiv, Harry's message was celebrated as a voice of hope in a world growing tired of political noise and royal spectacle. People recognized authenticity. They saw a man who doesn't perform remembrance, he embodies it. And in doing so, he gave Remembrance Day a renewed meaning, rooted not in tradition, but in truth. Beyond the crown. The power of purpose. Some will always see Harry through the lens of the institution he left behind. But his essay proves that the power of purpose is far greater than the power of position. He doesn't need palaces, processions, or media approval to make an impact. His words carry weight because they come from the heart, not from a script. When Harry speaks of remembrance, he is not reading lines, he is living them. He represents a new kind of royalty, one that measures greatness not in crowns, but in character. The triumph of purpose over fear. Perhaps the most moving part of Harry's essay is his reflection on bravery. They reminded me that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the triumph of purpose over it. That sentence captures the spirit of not only soldiers and survivors, but of Harry himself. He has faced storms of criticism, tabloid cruelty, and betrayal, yet his response has always been the same: compassion, integrity, and perseverance. Just as he honors the bravery of others, he quietly lives it every day, standing up for truth, for kindness, and for his family, even when the world watches through a lens of judgment. Harry's strength is not loud. It's not boastful. It's quiet, steady, and anchored in love. The same love that drives his humanitarian work, his advocacy for veterans, and his devotion to remembrance. Remembrance as a mirror of humanity. Prince Harry's message transcends tradition. It is a reminder that remembrance is not about glorifying war, but about learning from it, ensuring that the next generation grows up more humane, more united, and more just. His essay turns remembrance into a moral compass, pointing us toward empathy and peace. Every sentence he writes feels like a whisper of hope to a world that too often forgets the value of compassion. When he says, "Be kinder, more united and braver," he is not preaching. He is inviting us all to live with greater awareness of one another's pain and strength. That is what makes his words timeless. Legacy of love and service. Prince Harry's Remembrance Day essay is more than a message. It is a legacy. It redefines what it means to remember, to serve, and to lead. He has shown that real remembrance is not about looking back with sadness, but moving forward with purpose. It's about seeing the humanity in others, lifting up those who fall, and carrying forward the light of those who are gone. His journey, from a young soldier to a global advocate for compassion, is a testament to growth, courage, and love. And his essay will be remembered not only for its words, but for its heart. A heart that beats for justice, peace, and the eternal bond between those who serve and those who remember. Conclusion. The Prince who chose humanity. Prince Harry's Remembrance Day message is more than a reflection. It is a declaration of values. It shows a man who has chosen humanity over hierarchy, service over spectacle, and compassion over criticism. He has transformed remembrance into a living, breathing act of unity. And as millions around the world read his words this November, one truth stands tall: that remembrance is not a single day of silence, but a lifelong song of gratitude. Prince Harry, the soldier, the humanitarian, the father, and the global voice of compassion, has given the world a message that will echo far beyond November. In a divided world, his words remind us that the greatest battle is not fought on fields, it is fought in hearts. And through this essay, Prince Harry has won that battle with grace, truth, and love.
Wow, wow, wow. This sounds nice. And from the submission itself, it sounds nice. It sounds very well and well said. And allow me to take this opportunity to thank all my amazing Sussex family for working with us through this juncture from the beginning up to the end. And do not forget to subscribe, like, and put a comment. Bye bye. See you in our next episode. Bye.